All right, that's working. All right. Well, all right, so now that's working. All right, where were we? Where would we go? Okay, we already looked at Riley. K-Van wants to take a look at Oracle. ORCL. Up, down. What's going on here? Looks like it got a new bottom. Be a window washer, a plumber, being rich isn't all good. I got that, Peter. Get rich or die trying, dog. Okay. What's with the camera quality? Yeah, I got the problem. Don't cry when you get scammed. Oh, Parker. Thank you for that, Mr. Parker. Is this more of a hobby or a job? Yeah, no, it's more of a hobby. Okay. He's a scammer, Jerry. Listen to him to find out yourself. Be that way. Oh, cool beans. Hey, he's giving false information. Cool beans. Parker. Parker, Turner, James 1. Interesting. See, Parker, am I rich? Yes, I am, but that's not the point. I don't know why he's asking. Hello, I'm 53 years old. I'm from North Carolina. Can you tell me which stocks I should invest in? I'm a little in the debt right now financially. Okay, Parker, we're going to have a minor flaw with that. Hey, Victoria, thank you for that. Parker, the minor issue I have with that, number one, I don't give tips. Number two, I don't try to sell anyone anything. Okay, you want to buy something, hey, that's a you thing. Okay, not once will you ever hear me try to sell anything to anybody. I just read the numbers and read the facts as I see them. And I'm very sorry you're having a financial issue at the moment. But if you don't have something nice to say, don't say anything at all. Is this guy ever going to stop talking? Andrew Tate wannabe. Oh, that's a compliment. I'm done listening to this scammer. I hope he gets 0 clients. I'm not even looking for any. That's funny. Hey, James, how you doing? I'm doing great. What is your favorite stock right now? Right now, which one would be my favorite? I still like Macy's. I do. Is this it's more of a hobby, Clan. Trading can't make you rich, but can make you bankrupt for sure. Hey, thanks, Sam. Takes money to make money. Thank you there. Mental raccoon glass. Okay. Best way to make money is to make videos how to make money. Thanks, Sam. Wow. Bro is in his own world. Yep. May I... You guys, Boomer, he wouldn't know the importance of NVIDIA. Oh my goodness. Thank you. Rolled 5.5s on Friday. I did too. I'm back, cutie. All right. Can you sing a Russian song? No. Cool, sure, thank you. Are you teaching trading or investing? Trading. What about the rails? What rails are you talking about, Rich? Pengu. Okay, do you Forex trade? No, I do not. What do you think of U-Haul? They come in very handy. Thoughts on BlackRock and Vanguard running things? Man with the rules. Wait a minute, the man with the gold gets to make the rules. Isn't that weird? All right, so we looked at Oracle. No, actually, we're looking at Oracle right now. Can you explain to me the right time you would invest into a stock? Oh, all right, Matt. Sit, chill, relax. We're looking at Oracle. The numbers for Oracle right now, 262.61 to 262.50s. They're going for 670. Okay, the numbers sound good. Well, let's see what the chart tells us. We need the glasses for that. Alrighty. Here we go. A year ago today, 170.70. 170. We bottomed out on TDS. That was on 118.86. That was the beginning of April. Okay, we gapped up on the 9th. And just happens the 9th of September was also the high of the year, 345.72. Well, look what's happened over the last couple of weeks. Okay, here's your bottom, your previous bottom right there. Nice gap up. Okay, now she's coming down to here, looking for a new bottom. Well, not quite there yet. I mean, don't get me wrong, I like Oracle, I do. But look at your last 30 days. Okay, up, down, up, down. Now, yesterday, Friday was higher than Thursday. So this did the exact same thing as that other stock we just looked at. Great. Next. Am I a day trader? No, I'm not. Can I use your technique with only 2,000? Sure you can. Victoria, thank you for that. What are we doing? Questions. NSX Garage. Hey, how you doing? Back again. Been with him for over a year. Cool beans. XCL. AJ, what is XCL, AJ? XCL. Australian. Yeah. Unfortunately, it's sorry, AJ. Thank you there, Victoria. Foo, what's going on? I've been getting 2 to 4% for the past 2 weeks using this strategy. Good for you, Foo. Victoria, I like the fact that you know what you are doing, and I hope you are AM. You're an AM. I have no what an AM is, Victoria, but thank you, I guess. AJ. For sure, Andrew Trait references as legit. Ow, cool beans. Okay, we got someone over here making noise. Here it is, right there. Okay, there we go. All right, thanks, AJ. Are you streaming on multiple platforms? Briz, yes, I am. 9 platforms to be exact. Volume is low on YouTube. Damn it, I have no idea how to fix that. Okay, so I'm going to keep that in mind. And James is coming up. My son's coming up tomorrow, so I'll have to tell him about that one. DeAndre, how are you today? Joe, David. Joe, I've learned what he's talking about. I just need to learn how to do it. Oh, volume is fine on YouTube. Okay, Jesse, I got 3 YouTube channels. So the YouTube channel he's talking about, the one you're on is fine. Okay. What was I saying? Yeah, David, send me your phone number, brother. I'll give you a buzz. Help you out. Computer skills needs honing. David, yes, I'm well aware of that. Okay, my children are coming up tomorrow. Well, one of them's coming up tomorrow. The other one's coming up Thursday to help me out with the computer stuff. All right, let's keep on going. What are we looking at? User wants to take a look at LYR. I've never heard of that one. I was talking about my skills. Oh, my skills got to be upgraded too. Okay, what are we looking at? LYR. What the hell is that? LYRI. Lyris. Options. No, thank you. Sorry. Briz 67. Okay, Briz, I have no idea what 67 means. NATGAS, guys, I have no idea what that means. The strategy works. Base hit every week. Nice doing it, Joe. All right. Okay, so user wants to take a look at LY. I don't even know what that one was, but it disappeared. There. Okay, so USC 529. LYRI is a no because it's not pulling up. O Realty or O, I don't do monthly. Okay? November, December, January. Now, there's a reason why I don't do monthlies. Okay, so let me just explain briefly because it regardless how many times I say it, there's always someone's asked, why don't you do monthlies? Because they just don't work. They do, but they don't work for me. It's not what I'm looking for. Okay, so let's look at this. I'm going to give you a brief little synopsis or example. Brief little example right there. Okay. All right, here we go. O Realty or Realty Income, whatever you want to call it. This is the last 30 days. 30 days ago, down, up, down. Here's where we are now. Fine. Lovely. So if I do a covered call on O Realty, it's currently at $57.50. The $57.50 is paying $1.60. Okay, great. How long do I have to hold it? I got to hold it 47 days. 47 days is 7 weeks. So this thing better be 7% or more. Okay, so let's check it out. Let's do a covered call. The 57.50s right there. Just one. Market, here we go. Here we go. Are you ready? By one covered call, O Realty. 19 December. 57.50 call option on O Realty at the market. My max profit is $112.50. The cost of the trade, including commissions and fees, is $5,638. So let's check out the numbers and see what that looks like. Okay? Now, we know we got to hold it for 47 days. That's 7 weeks. 7 weeks we got to hold this one. Hold on. I got a lot more coming. So let's get the calculator. Here we go. So $112.50 is the profit. And the investment, any way to find out the rate of return, you take the profit and you divide it by the investment. Well, the profit's $112.50 for this monthly option. I gotta enunciate the difference between monthly and weekly. Okay, so it's $112.50 and it's costing $56.38.16. Okay, that gives me a rate of return of 1.97. Let's call it 2%, just for the fun of it. Now, 7 weeks is a little over a month, but let's give them the benefit of the doubt. Let's say it's just, 2% for the month. Okay, 1.9 for 1 month. 1.9 for 1 month. You understand what I'm saying? 1.9 for 7 weeks. That's actually a month and a half. But 1.9 for the month, well, that's 24% for the year. It's simple math. Not only that, okay? Not only is it's only 2%, and I got to hold it for 7 weeks. Not only that, but not only that, but do you see this here? This is 30 days. It went up, down. It went up, it went down. It's currently at $57.98 at this moment in time. Great. Now, tell me where do you think it's going to be in 30 days? 5 days is hard enough. 5 days, in my humble opinion, I think it's going to be around here somewhere. I think it's going to find a bottom and turn around and be around here somewhere in 5 days. That's my thought. 30 days? Oh, hell no. I have no idea where it's going to be in 30 days. It's one of the reasons I don't do monthlies, because trying to figure out where they're going to be in 30 days, it's hard enough. But then, to make matters worse, okay, kick you while you're down. You're in it for 7 weeks and you're making 2% for 7 weeks. I don't do monthlies because the numbers just don't work for me. Sorry. I just don't like monthlies. It's like wasting my time. All right. Next. Hold that thought. All right, where are we? Samson Print Shop. UGI Boyle, KMIEQTHAL. Thanks, Samson. No problem. You guys don't mention it. Okay. BP, how are you today? Okay, I'm more profitable than other strategies I've tried. Plus, I don't have to be glued to the computer screen. Yeah, Joe, it's only 1%. I shared this with my cousin. He's a broker. He said I could make some money and probably have fun doing it. He's going to help me get started. Awesome! Oh, Joe. David, if the stock goes down, drop your strike price a little so you can still get a premium. Yeah, I'm going to agree with Joe. but keep an eye on it. Make sure everything's okay. Is going to be the only stable coin you will be able to earn yield from. PDAI. Okay, thank you for that. Sounds good. James said drop your number to him and he will help you out. That is this stream. Yep. What is this stream? Tonic Pharmaceutical. TNXP. What the hell is that? TXNP. Can't find that symbol. That means no. Oh, TNXP. TNXP. Hell no. I don't do monthlies. Sorry. Who came up with that one? Yeah. Shallah. Sorry about that. David, this is a successful time of the year. So probably after the new year when you can start with me. Where can we get your detailed strategy? On the website. That's why you have to be able to roll the position so you aren't forced to sell. Absolutely, Joe. All right. I like what Joe's saying. Thanks, Joe. All right. BP, you want to be in my VIP group? Yeah. DM me your number. I'll give you a buzz. David, I just joined you tonight. What are some of the good covered calls you found for this week? Well, David, if you join me tonight, why aren't you over on the other channel where you actually can talk and actually have questions? And tonight you will get an email with the link for tomorrow's class along with the stocks we're looking at for next week. Yeah, I send that out tonight. As soon as we're done here. JL Haba wants to take a look at Target, TGT. There you go. Well, let's take a gander at it. Okay, here's the high of the year. Here's the low. Here's where it was a year ago. Here's where it is now. Look at this. Up, big drop, back up, back down, back up, back down, back up, back down. It's in a downturn at the moment. Look at your last 30 days and then think to yourself, does this sound like something I want to jump into now? Look, the last 30 days. Okay, down, up, down. Here's the bottom right there. Shoots up. There's the high. This is what's called profit taking. She goes from 85 to 100. 85 to 100. That's $15. Yeah. People are taking profits. Wait until they're done, which should be sometime this week. And then, hypothetically speaking, it should hit a bottom somewhere around here and then turn around and go back up again. It should. Hypothetically, of course. Ron wants to look at PPG. I like PPG. PPG, Mr. Ron. It's going to be a no too, dude. Look at that. 30-day bottom, 30-day high, drop, new 30-day bottom. Got to wait 2 days. That's the bottom, 2 days. And then on the third day, yep, look at the numbers. 98, the 98 is going for 75. Oh, hell no. It's not even paying 1%. Enbridge, ENB. Oh, hell no, it ain't. ENB. Okay, I don't do Enbridge. It has monthlies. November, December, January, April. I don't do monthlies. Then I just showed you 5 minutes ago why I don't do monthlies. The numbers just don't work. Raisin Star. Melly. What the heck is Melly? M-E-L-I. Try it one more time. M-E-L-I. I can't. You asked me to take it. That's $2,500 a share. All right. Ticker symbol. I heard 9.5, but not confirmed. Can you look at Insulet Corp? P-O-D-D. What the heck is P-O-D-D? P-O-D-D. Never heard of it. No. The terminology I have to learn well. Shot that down pretty quickly. Sorry. Yep, you did. Well, think about it. Okay? Ask yourself this question. Now, I get a little bit of not really, a discussion. I was going to say argument, but no, it's a discussion over on one of the YouTube channels where one of the guys said, you shot down that deal. See, you guys can ask me to take a look at anything. I'll take a look at it, and I'll tell you right off the top of my head, is it going to fit this particular trading strategy? Now, if you don't like this strategy, there's nothing wrong with that. There's a whole bunch of different people out there just like me, sharing what they know, sharing what they do. Okay, this here, it's a very small niche, very small. Dividend investing for weekly cash flow. Well, it's not, number one, it's not rocket science. It doesn't have all the bells and whistles. And what are we looking for? 1% every week? What are we investing? 5 to 10 minutes of our time? What are the best weekly dividend stocks? Beef Supreme, how are you doing today? I like it. How do you know a monthly stock? Well, that's easy. Hold that thought for a second. So Beef Supreme wants to know what the best stocks are. Are you ready? Got a pencil, paper handy, crayon, marker, mascara, lipstick? I don't care what you write with. Dividend Kings. Dividend Aristocrats. Dividend Champions. Dividend Contenders. And then just for the fun of it, let's take a look at what Warren Buffett's doing. Those 5 lists right there should give you about 300 different really good quality companies, all consistently profitable for more than 10 years. Some of them 50, 60, 70 years of continuous profits. Why would you want to invest in a company that's not continuously profitable? That boggles my mind. Now, I understand the capital appreciation stocks. I do. I understand those. People buy a stock and they want to watch it grow over the years. Well, that's awesome. That's great. That's not, you're in the wrong place for that, because that's not what I'm looking at. Okay, I'm not looking to park my money anywhere. Okay, I want to take a bullwhip. Get to work, baby. So I look for certain safe, predictable trades on a weekly basis. I don't want risk, and I want to keep things simple. And I don't want to sit in front of the computer all day. So every night I take a look at, with you guys, take a look at what's happening. Then during the day, once a week, I take a look at what stocks are coming up that have their dividends coming up. Because just before the dividend, stock has a tendency to go up. And if I know the stock's going up, well, that's one little bit in my favor. Then if I do a simple, safe trading strategy, that puts it a little bit more in my favor. And then I'm not looking for a huge return on my money, just 1%. So that puts a little bit more in my favor. If I can keep putting things in my favor, well, then I'm going to be successful more often. And I'm not looking to hit a home run. I'm just looking for 1% on a weekly basis. All right, what do we have next? Those lists, those are lists, Google them. Dividend Aristocrats is a list of 60 or 70 or so. Yeah, you're right. NKLR. Dennis, what is NKLR? NKLR. Terra Innovatum. Hell no. Sorry. No. All right. What else do we have? What do we have here? All right. BP. All right. Thank you there, BP. James, like DHI. What is DHI? How can I learn? Any suggestions? John, you're new here. Just keep showing up. Okay, just keep showing up, John. Keep asking questions. That's the best I can do. BP, left a number, never responded. BP, I called back a whole bunch of people. If you're in a different country other than the U.S., they're going to have a problem. DHI. DHI. Who's DHI? DR Horton. What's happening with DR Horton? Really quick, here's the high, here's the low, here's where it was, here's where it's, look at this. Down, up, down. Oh, that doesn't look that good, does it? Let's zoom in and see what this week looks like. Yep, that don't look, it doesn't look good, but then again, it does look good. Let me briefly explain why I think it doesn't look good, and then I'll tell you why I think it does look good. All right, so here's your 30-day high right there. She drops, shoots up, comes back down. Look at that right there. 4 days in a row. 4 days in a row, just sideways. Let me read the numbers to you so you can get a good idea. 147, 147.32, 147.02, 147. Why am I reading those to you? Because this is what you call support. 4 days in a row, this thing wouldn't go below 147. That's support. So what happens at support at the low of the year? That means this baby's getting ready to go up. Think about it. Okay? Here's your 30-day high. She drops back up, back down again, and it hits here, and it does not go any lower 4 days in a row. So when it's going to make a jump, it's going to go back up. But when and by how much? And then you think to yourself, what strategy should I do? Because there's so many different ones. Now, I only teach one because it's simple. All right. Let's keep on keeping on. Okay, we already looked at target. Someone was asking about target. Oh, new. Yes. Okay. LY. Okay, I already looked at LYRI. I already looked at that. Okay. BP wants to take a look at Wally World. All right. Mark. If the first option you sell expires, then you sell another one below cost basis because the stock has dropped, and then the stock rises quickly enough where it might be assigned. Why would you do that, Mark? Uh-oh, low battery. I got a low battery. Okay, that ought to do it. All right. So, Mark, I'm kind of curious. Why would you see? For me to give you a really good opinion, I have to see the exact trade. What'd you buy it for? What'd you sell? What is the chart actually doing? Okay, and then when you say drop the strike price, if the stock drops, well, yeah, but by how much? And how many strike prices is it? 2, 3, 4. How far from the money are you? Because the action happens at the money, which is this line right here. See, there's a line right there, okay? In the money, out of the money, at the money. So it depends on where you put your strike price, which one, higher or lower. And then you got to decide where is the momentum of the buyers and the sellers. Buyers and the sellers pushing it up? Are they pushing it down? Are they pushing it sideways? Which direction does it look like it's going? There's a lot more factors into it other than just lowering the price. How do you address not selling at a loss or losing all premium because you have to buy back the calls? Okay, Mark, number one, I don't buy back options unless I'm going to roll it forward. And then if I do, I want to walk away with a profit. No matter what happens, I want to walk away with a profit each week after week. All right, here we go. Okay, so it's always going to be a numbers game. What did I buy it for? What did I sell? Okay, where's it at now? Where's it going? What should I do? These are all very simple, easy questions because what you buy it for never changes. As soon as you buy a stock, what you pay for it is going to be your entry price, is going to be your base price. What you sell over and above that, the stock goes up, stays the same, does it go down? Well, that's why we look every day. Now, you're creating a new morning ritual. Okay, number one, you got to come up with a new language because you've probably never seen this before. Because a lot of people don't know that you can make money on a weekly basis from your stock portfolio, selling weekly covered calls, if you know what you're doing. And it's really not that difficult. The trading strategy that I give to you for free was created for my 9-year-old daughter. Okay, back in 2008, she said, "Daddy, what are you doing? Can you teach me?" So if a 9-year-old can get this and understand it, why is it that adults want to make it more complicated? I mean, think about it. It's not difficult at all. Stocks go up, stocks go down. That's it. They don't do anything else. They go up, they go down. Okay, it goes up, people take profits, stock goes down, gets down to a certain point, people see value, say, hey, let's jump in. Stock price goes up a certain price, and say, oh, I want to take my profit. Then it goes back to, It's a pattern, up, down, up, down. Now, when they pay their dividend, and the reason why I like dividends is because the stock has a tendency to be repeating a certain movement. Okay, just before the dividend, stocks have a tendency to go up. So, with that being in mind, why wouldn't I want to buy a stock just before the EX date and then sell it? You know, get me a nice little 1% profit. 1%. Who wants to get one? I do. It's simple, it's safe, it's boring, it's consistent. Oh, anyway, so I'm sitting down. I want to take some questions because the questions keep racking up. Quantum Antenna, how are you today? We already looked at Riley. Uh-oh. I just lost all those questions. All right, where were we? Where are we? Wow. I don't want you guys to think that I'm not paying attention to your questions, but there's 9 different channels, and it's very challenging once in a while to keep up with all the questions. Uh-oh, we got 4 questions over here. What do we have? We have Advanced Auto Parts. Didn't we look at Advanced Auto Parts already? I'm not sure. Oh, okay. So I'm not 100% sure why we're looking at Advanced Auto Parts at the moment, because that looks like a hell no. I mean, I already own it. It's not the point. I think I own it at 48. Anyway, yeah, no. Okay, we can look at that a little bit more detail tomorrow to find out what happened and what's going to happen next. Sorry, I meant to ask what DVN. 2 days up, bouncing off the 30 Ooh, nice. Okay, Eric wants to take a look at DVN. Devon Energy. Nice, interesting. Okay, look at all. Look at the year. The high was a year ago. The bottom's here, DTS. Nice slow upturn. Here's your profit taking. What's going on here? Well, let's zoom in a little closer. Here's your last 30 days. Well, I'm going to agree with him. Take a look. 30-day high over there. Bottoms out here, shoots up, pulls back. Now she's going back up again. Okay, but me, I would wait the 2 days, which, you know, one up day on Friday means I want to see what happens on Monday, and then maybe on Tuesday I'll jump in. That's just, you know, maybe on Tuesday. Ben invests. Very random question. I already did that one, Ben. Marble. Hercules wants to take a look at Aflac. They bounced you off 32. Yep, saw that one. Who's that one? Tom. Hey, James. YouTube trade view screen share is not working. Damn it. Okay. Would you illustrate a calendar spread for Hertz or Devon Energy since earnings are this week? Yeah, Eric, we're going to do that tomorrow morning because I don't want to do the spread here tonight. Can we take... Oh, Lisa wants to take a look at Guild. Okay. All right. Lisa wants to take a look at Guild. G-I-L-D. G-I-L-D. Gilead Sciences. Interesting. Nice uptrend for the whole year. Look at that. It's just like nicely up. That's nice. Last 30 days, what's going on there? 30-day bottom. Hits the top. Bottom right here. Possibly could turn around right there, Lisa, and go back up. If the new bottom's here, this is only 1 day. You need a couple more days to the upside before jumping in. Thoughts on UBSI? Okay. Just one mic. Okay. UBSA. Wait a minute. UBSI. United Bank Shares. Don't do monthlies, dude. Sorry. I don't know who said that one. Oh, wow. They mostly just go down. All right, beef. Isn't it crazy how AutoZone is inexpensive per share? Stocks go up more than they go down if they are good companies. You're right, Joe. I want to learn a little more before I call James, so I will know what to ask that I need to know the most. Okay. The name is Good Company. I'll buy it. I'll bet it never goes up again. Oh, no, Joe Dennis. Who can afford AutoZone? Yep, I know. Joe, it's only one superpower. All right. All right, let's go. What do you have here? Aflac. AFL. Aflac. Okay, did we just look at Aflac? No, we didn't. Okay, so here's Aflac. The high of the year's back there. Here's the bottom. Shoots up, pulls back. What's going on there? That looks kind of interesting. Looks kind of interesting. Low battery. Damn. All right. Let's do this. Last 30 days. Oh, wait a second. What were the numbers? 107. The 107. Oh, 180. Okay, that works. That works. Shoot. Look at your last 30 days. Definitely. Look at this. This is sweet. Wednesday is the 30-day bottom. Thursday, higher. Friday, higher. You know what that means? That means tomorrow, Monday, if it's above 107, I'm jumping in. That's because that's my call. Okay, I like the bottom, which is right there, Wednesday. I like 2 days to the upside, Thursday, Friday. And then on the third day, which would be tomorrow, if it's higher, yep, I'll jump in. And look at the 108s are paying. The 108s are paying 160. So let's take a look at that. For the fun of it, let's get rid of this. Let's go right here. Covered stock, the 108s right there. One contract is going to cost me how much? Here's Johnny. Let me get up for this one. Gotta get up for this one. Buy one covered call Aflac. 100, that's the weeklies. 7 November, that's coming this Friday. The 108 call option. Remember, I'm buying it at 107.19. Okay, selling the 108s. I'm going to walk away with 271. It's going to cost me 10 grand. Let's see what the ROI is for that. 271 is the profit. The investment, $10,529 comes a grand total of 2. Oh, you know what? We didn't do that. We didn't save it. Damn it. Should have saved it. Okay, let's save it. All right, we want to get rid of this. Here we go. We should have saved those other ones, and we didn't. There it is. There it goes. And let's see where it is. Come on. There it is right there. There it is, nice and big for everyone to see. Buy one covered call of Aflac. 7 November, that's this coming Friday. The 108 call option at the market. 271 is the max profit. The trade plus commissions and fees, 10,529. Now, what would I say the rate of return was on that one? 2.57. That works. 2.57%. Yay! Make that small again. And we're going to put that over here for this week. Yeah, that's all last week's stuff. That's what we got last week, and this is what we got this week. All right, so that's the first one. That's not the first one. That's just the first one we saved. We forgot to save the other ones. Sorry. I didn't even write them down. All righty. What do we have next? Your video is backwards. Oh, no, Noah. I'm just not ready. Sorry, David. Okay. Guild. We want to look at Guild next. G-I-L-D. Gilead. G-I-L-D. Didn't we get this? Yes, we did. We already looked at that one. No, not this week. Sorry, Lisa. All right. Good. Aflac. We just did Aflac. Yes, we did. Thank you. Can you do seed? What the hell is seed? There's no options. No. Can you flip your screen? Yeah, Noah, I can flip my screen. You see it, Noah? I flip my screen. You mean, can I mirror my screen? No, I can't. I don't know how to do that. My broker doesn't think too highly of James. Terribly sorry there, David. Joe, Hog, Harley Davidson, H-O-G. At least your broker knows who I am. Most brokers have no clue who I am. All right. Harley Davidson. What are we looking at? Okay, we get the high back in November, 35, 38. We got the low in April. That was 20. Okay, look at your last 30 days. Okay, 30 days ago today, we're at a high at 28.88. Let's call it 29. Okay, sounds like a good number. Wow, I missed all these questions over here. Okay, sit tight, guys. I'm going to try to get the questions best I can. How long dated calls love cheap AI companies? Have long dated calls love cheap AI companies. All right, Ben, you have fun with that one. Now, Ben, what you're doing is absolutely nothing wrong with it. In my younger days, I did the same thing. It's just that nowadays, I want something a little safer. James, your video is inverted. To fix it, you need to disable the mirror preview in your device's camera setting. Let's give that a try, just for the fun of it. Settings. Camera. Mirror front camera. There we go. Prioritize fast shooting, lens correction. Okay. Oh, look at that. It didn't do it. So Beef Supreme, your advice didn't work. So I went into the settings, tried to do that. Yeah, it doesn't work. All right, where are we? Thank you, BP. BP wants to take a look at Wally. Oh, wait a minute. We're on Harley Davidson. All right, so at this moment in time, it looks like possibility. Okay, just the possibility. Okay, 30 days ago, we're at 29. We dropped down to 25.75. Shoot up to 28.50. Now we're back down to 26. Now, this could be the first day to the upside, which means tomorrow, the next day, maybe Wednesday. Maybe, if you like Harley Davidson. For there is no distinction between, okay, just curious, what does your broker net average per year? That'd be a good question. I told him who you were and shared the site. I think a lot. Thank you, David. Thank you. James, your video. Okay. Thank you there, Ben. Our Beef. Well, I tried. Yep. For there is no distinction between Jew and Greek. Everyone who calls on the name of the Lord will be saved. Yeah. Dev 1, please go away. just do that right there. Oh, I can't do that. Come on. I can't erase him. Why can't I erase him? All right, anyway, besides the point. Not quite sure what that means, David. Oh, no. All right. Let's keep on keeping on. All right, so anyway, Harley Davidson, I wait a couple more days, me personally, but, that's what it looks like. Just because it looks that way doesn't mean that's what's going to happen. Remember, no matter what you do, you got to always go back to rule 1 and rule 2. Number 1, never buy something you don't understand or you don't want to hold on to long term. Buying something for the sake of buying it because someone tells you to, that's not a good idea. Always do your own research. Don't listen to anything I say. Don't listen to anybody. Do your own research. Does it make sense to you? Hey, James, what made you interested in stock market and when did you start investing? Biggest lesson learned. Thanks. Oh, Jordan days. When I got out of the service back in 82, okay, anyone just getting out of the service, well, you need to get a job. Well, the recruiter hooked me up with a job when I got out of the service, and it was making exhibits for museums and aquariums. It was actually to be I started out as a laborer, and then I was quickly promoted to a shop manager, because apparently the boss man thought I was good. Whatever. Anyway, besides the point, we made exhibits for museums and aquariums, and then when he decided to go a different route, I basically took over and ran my own company for 13 years. And I was making so much money. What do you do with a lot of money? Buy stuff? Well, I had all the toys. What else do you do? After that, you start investing. Okay, so I had a bunch of real estate. And then I bought some antique cars, because I like cars. And then I bought a bunch of other stuff to slowly try to figure out where's the best place to put the money. But then I realized, yeah, it's going in and out in the channel. Sorry, Joe. And then I realized all these other things take a lot of time and effort. Okay, the rental property, yeah, it was great to get a check every month. Yeah, that was nice. But then I had to deal with the tenants. See, the stock market, no employees, no overhead, no brick and mortar place you had to be. Okay, I could do whatever I want, go wherever I want. It was so much easier. It was just, where else did I put the money? So I tried a lot of other things, and this was the easiest thing. My math is lacking. 50,000 initial investment, 18 months. I have 62,000. I have no idea what that means, David. Okay, the biggest lesson I've learned is don't think you're smart. Just the great Socrates once said, I have come to realize all I know is that I know nothing. Think about it. It kind of makes sense. Because no matter how you think of it, we're only specks of dust in the wind on this little cosmic rock floating around in the ether. Yeah. Anyway, let's just, try to make some money while here, make our life a little bit better. How did you protect your assets from rental tenants in your home? Oh my God, that was over a decade ago, and I really don't want to go into it. I've actually lost a whole bunch of money in the real estate game. I did. So I just don't real estate anymore. Ron, candlesticks gives you where prices go? Not necessarily so. Can we look at Hershey? Sure. Hershey, HSY, HSY. Okay, I'm assuming we're looking at Hershey as a possible opportunity. Okay, take a look. Okay, you got our 30-day high right here, 197.50. And then this big super duper drop back down to 162. That's almost a $35 drop. Well, that's nice. $35 drop on a $200 stock, well, that's over 15%. Well, great. Now we get the bottom on Thursday. Friday was one day to the upside. One day. Okay, so we're going to put Hershey down to take a look at this week to wait for that bottom if this is actually the bottom. So at 169, the 170s are going for 190, just barely 1%. That works. You didn't quit. It only made you smarter when losing money. Absolutely. The best thing, like 20%. No, I lost 91,000 in 1 week. Wife didn't talk to me for almost 2 weeks. I slept on the couch for about a week. That was not a good week. Anyway, can you delve more into your 1% weekly ROI mantra? Slow and steady, of course. Love that. Okay, sit tight. Dave, you lost 40. I got you beat, brother. I lost 91. I think it's really cool how open you are about your homosexuality. I needed to go. Thank you for that. What is the other channel you mentioned where you can talk? Oh, Fufu. Yeah, if you're one of the paid subscribers, you would have gotten a link to the Zoom call tonight, which is on the one of the other channels. Can we look at DeFi? Why are we looking at DeFi? D-E-F-I. DeFi. There's no options on DeFi. Sorry, no. How can I join? John, you can join on the website. Okay, John. Now, when I'm here, John, I try not to sell anything. Seriously, I try not to sell anything. If you want to buy something, we all know how it works. You go to the bio, you click on the link to the website, and it just walks you along the way. If you want, you can always go there and put your phone number down, and I give you a buzz, and we can chat. Okay, and I promise you I won't try to sell you anything. What do I think about Pony AI? Okay, Ali, you actually give me the ticker symbol. Okay? What is the name of the platform you are using? That is Think or Swim. Gloria! Good evening, Miss Gloria. My biggest play is for Frontier Lithium. Cool. Okay, so Gloria wants to take a look at IBM. IBM. Oh, come on. Oh, come on. All right, Sal's phone. All right, Salve, I gotta mute you, brother. Okay, some people get on the phone and then they forget that their phone is on, and then I can hear what's going on in the background. It's like, well, we don't really want to hear that, but I get it. Okay, got more questions. Oh, Salve, how you doing for a Zoom call? All righty. All right, so what else are we looking at? Oh, God, Lumen. Isn't it? Oh, no, I forgot what Lumen is. Sorry. DFLI. Yeah, I looked at that one. Hell no. You're new? All right, John. All right, where are we? John Stillings new. Thank you there, John. This is interesting. I'm glad you find it interesting. Gabriel wants to look at Starbuckies. Now, I have some Starbucks, I think. Because, the only reason I said, hold on, SBUX. Now, the only reason I say I have it is because I got 7 different accounts and a lot of things were going bye-bye this week. So I won't really know until tomorrow morning. Because unlike popular belief, okay, at Friday afternoon, right around 4 o'clock, I turn my computer off. And I don't turn it back on until right around 8:15 Sunday night. So I have no idea what my accounts did over the weekend. Or what they closed at, how everything cleared up. For those of you who don't know, weekly options don't expire on a Friday. They actually expire on Saturday. Now, the reason why people tell you you have until 4 o'clock Friday afternoon, Well, because after 4 o'clock Friday afternoon, you can't do anything else. So over the weekend, everything settles. They cross the T's, they dot the I's, they pay out the money, blah, blah, blah. And on Monday or Sunday, you get a good idea of where you're starting the week out from. Oh, my math is mathing right, 1.3 monthly. I'm not sure if I did it right. Yuck, 1.3% monthly. Yuck, yuck, yuck. Thanks, it worked. Thinkorswim is the trading platform by Charles Schwab. Joe M., no problem. Sometimes you just have to refresh the page. Okay, so Starbuckies, look at where we are. We got the high, the low, where was it, where is it? She shoots up, pulls back, up, down, up, down. What's going on right there? Because I'm into this thing also. I don't know if I still have it. I may have gotten rid of it over the weekend. I don't know. Two, right there. Here's the last 30 days. Now, this looks like a good setup. Approaching, that's what I wanted to say, approaching a new good setup. Take a look at this. Previous 30-day high, she drops. There's your 30-day bottom. Okay? Okay, 1 day, 2 days, here's where I would have jumped in, right there. Okay? Up, there's your 30-day top. Now she's coming back down again. Now, I want to keep an eye on this throughout the week to find out where the new bottom's going to be. It's going to show up. And when it does, well, if you're prepared for it and you like it and it makes sense to you, why not? Why not just jump in to Starbuckies? Ooh, Gallant. Do I still like NEM? We'll take a look at it in a second. All right. Gabriel, we already looked at Advanced Auto Parts. Now, Ali wants to look at Pony. What the hell is Pony? P-O-N-Y. Pony AI. Okay. Okay. What are we looking at? Now, Ali, I know absolutely nothing about this company. All right. 30-day top was right here a month ago. Drop down. Here's the bottom. Shoots up. Okay. Now you get your profit taking. Now we're looking for a new bottom. Okay. What else are we looking for? Currently at 1868. Okay. So the 19s are going for 64. That's over 3%. If you like this company. And it's always going to come down to that very last question. Do you like this company? And is this something you want to buy? Because I'm not here to tell you what to buy. I'm just looking at the numbers. I'm just observing. Most brokers offer paper trading. Yes, they do. All right. What else do we got? What else do we got? Gallant. I've been doing a lot of research on Google as per the terminology. Cool beans. That is free. Cool. All right. So Gallant wants to take a look at Newmont. N-E-M. Ooh, now this is almost perfect. Almost. Okay. Let's take a gander at it. The low of the year was back in mid-December last year. The high of the year was last month, 98. So it goes from 35 to 98. That's almost a 200% increase if you like Newmont. Okay, so she hits the top. Here's your 30-day high. After your 30-day high, you get your profit taking. Profit taking is right there. Now here's the new bottom. 1, 2, 3 days up, right there. If you like Newmont. Okay, so 80.97, we'll be looking at the 81s, and the 81s are paying 190. Well, let's take a look at it. Does it make sense? Well, let's get out of this. Let's change this to that. Look at the 81s right there. One contract. Here we go. Buy one covered call. Let me get up for this one. One covered call NEM. 7 November 25. That's this coming Friday. the $81 call option. Look at the price. Okay, the bid, $80.91. The ask, $81.02. So if I'm buying at $81.02, selling it at $81, I'm making this profit. This is what it's costing me. Let's see what those numbers look like. Now remember, it's just for the 1 week, just for this week only. Can it stay at 81 or higher? And do I like Newmont? Is it a company I want to buy and hold on to? Well, I do. I like Newmont. And that's not a recommendation. Okay. Let's go. Profit 201 divided by 7,899. Why don't they just call it 7,900? 2.5%. You know what? I'm going to save that one too. 2.5%. I said it was 2.5. What did I say it was? 2.5. Okay. I don't want that. I want that. Come on. There it is right there. Nope, come on. There we go. Newmont. All right. Buy one covered call. Newmont, 7 November. That's this coming Friday. The $81 call option. Max profit, 201. The cost of trade, including commissions and fees, $78.99. There's all the numbers right there. Let's get rid of this. And whoops, damn it. What did I say it was? 2.5%? 2.5%. Yay! All right. And we're going to put it with this one. 2.57. Well, no! Oh, what did I just do? Damn it. There it is. All right. All right, so 2.57 for Aflac, 2.5 for Newmont. Look what we came up with last week, 2.4 to 6.8. Nice, nice numbers. All right, so let's go back to where we were. All right, what else do we have? So Gallant, yeah, I still like Newmont. I guess that answers that question, right? Uh-oh. All right, Starbucks, Newmont. Okay. Jeffrey Phillips, AFSIM. Never heard of it. Let's do it. AFSIM. Hell no. Sorry, dude. Jeffrey has no options. See that? No options. John Schilling, how can I learn? Okay. Ali, we already did Pony. It's me again, not Megan. Megan. Oh, it's Megan, not Megan. Megan, Texas Instruments, TXM. Now, I do have some Texas Instruments. Take a look. Down, up, down. What's going on here? Here's the high. Here's the low. Here's where it was. Here's where it is. Look, it's down, up, down. What's going on? It's dropping, dropping, and dropping. It's Texas Instruments. Last 30 days. There we go. You get your 30-day high 30 days ago, 30-day bottom Friday. So if you like it, great. Me personally, I wouldn't buy it until it stops dropping. Because we don't know. Tomorrow it could be lower. Could be. David, When the FBI comes to arrest you, they already made their case. When I start trading, I will know what I'm doing. Well, the game is very different when it's real money and it's yours. Beef kicked off the training wheels before I was ready, but I did learn some stuff. Paper trading. Yep. David, if they would do something, tells me there's other problems. Okay. I'm 67, retired with a decent income, so I'm not in a hurry to learn how to do this. David, I agree with you. Okay? Hey, you're not in a hurry. Don't be. Take your time. Paper trade until you know when you're ready. And trust me, you will know when you are ready. Kevsta, I have 3 I bought last week that all dropped on me, so I'm selling another call this week. Cool. SB 1981, 12 years steady growth looks good for your recommendations. HGTC. 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 Can't find that ticker symbol, dude. Sorry. It must not be a U.S. stock. NTLA. NTLA. What is that? No. I'm in at 1386.68. Okay. JL Haba wants to take a look at Ford. Gotta love me some Ford. All right, so there's Ford right there. A little bit of a pullback. Okay, we got the high just recently. Okay, last week. We got the low all the way back in April. But a nice run. Look at that. From April, $8, and it shoots up to 14. That's $6. That's about an 85% increase. Uh-oh. Alex Miner is losing money on Getty. Hold that second there, Alex. So Ford, look at the last 30 days. Okay, not really time to jump into Ford. Okay, you see it, 30-day bottoms here, shoots up. Now it's starting to pull back. Don't get me wrong, I love Ford, I do. I wait for it to set up. That's it. I wait for the setup. When it appears, I jump on board. It's just that simple. I don't push it. All righty. Okay, Alex Miner, Getty, G-E-T-Y. Oh, dude, I can't help you out with that at all. This thing was at $1 back in April. Yeah, what the hell are you putting your... See, if it's at $1 in April, how can it have 20 years of profits? Alex. Okay, Ali, I looked at already. Sitting on 1,000 shares of Tesla, worried about the vote. Okay. Not quite sure why you're worried about it. TSLA. Got 1,000 shares. Okay. It's at 450. When were you planning on taking your profits? In someone else's hands on my own. Wait a second. All right, David. I am also single, so I can be here every night when James is here. Thank you, David. Do you currently have a trading account? All right, and someone else's hands, not on mine. Not on my own. Okay. Yeah, gotcha. Okay, good. You guys have your own conversation. I don't even know why I'm here. Nico, how am I doing? I'm doing fine, thank you. Frank, I'm looking at selling some options on CCX. Can you give me your thoughts? Okay, these yachts cost less. Okay. CCX. My thoughts on CCCX. Churchill Capital. Never heard of it. And I don't know what you jumped in at. This thing was $10 a couple of months ago. last 30 days looks something like this. I know nothing about the company, so I can't really speak too eloquently about it, if that makes sense. James, Joe and I are regulars. We are having a sidebar. Okay, David, I got it. Very rarely do I get to follow along in the conversation because so much is going on. All right, so that being said, I can't give you any input on CCC. I have no idea who the hell they are or what the hell do they do. Okay. Okay, I can't really look that way now, can I? All right, which stock are we reviewing now? We were reviewing CCCX, but I know nothing at all about them. Let's see, what does it normally do this time of year? What kind of data does this thing have? There's no data on this. So it looks like it's a relatively new company. So I can't give, no, I'm sorry, dude, I can't give you any information on this thing. Know nothing about it. Jose, James, are you at Aflac reports earnings on Tuesday? Thank you there, Jose. Todd, how you doing? Nikki, how are you? Oh, U.S. Farm Style Life, how are you? Looking at AES again. CCIX has no options. Thank you. Okay, so Farm Style Life, AES. AES. AES Corporation. Okay, it looks like that gap is starting to fill, dude. Remember we talked about gaps like that over there have a tendency to fill. She shot up. Now she's slowly coming back down again. She'll probably a little bit more before that gap is totally filled. But I don't know anything about this company either. Frank, I already looked at CCCX. I did. David, AMCR. What the hell is that? AMCR. Amcor. No, I don't. Dave, come on, Dave. Oh, that's right. You're new here. I forgot. Sorry, David's new here. He doesn't know. David, I don't do monthlies. See, November, December, January, I don't do monthlies. The numbers just don't work for me. I thought you were Tony Hawk for a second. Everybody says that. Well, a lot. I should say a lot. Parnap wants to take a look at Netflix. Well, Netflix doesn't have dividends. Do I ever trade O? Joey, if you ever looked at the numbers for O, you wouldn't trade it either. Are all of those yield max stocks garbage? Beef, I'm not going to say they're garbage, but they're set for a certain type of trader. That's not me. Okay? I want consistent weekly cash flow. That's what I'm looking for. Okay? Everything that yield max has is not what I'm looking for. Bobby wants to know, what do you do? What do you mean some companies get booted? Oh, you mean delisted, they call it. What scanner was that, please? That was, FinViz, financialvisualizations.com. Let's keep on going. 86 is in the house. Quantum likes the haters. Being rich is better than being poor. Yeah, Richard, I'm going to bet you. That's funny because your name is Rich. That's funny. His name is actually Richard Bruner. But he is rich. So rich is rich. Okay, that's good. But yeah, he is right. Like the great Zsa Zsa Gabor would say, it's just as easy to fall in love with a poor person as it is with a rich person. Simone is in the house. Quantum, what am I reading? Oh, I was just reading some chart. Don't really know. Okay. Hormel looks like it's setting up for this week. HRL for Hormel. If you didn't know, Hormel is a dividend king. I don't know. I would say it's setting up for next week. Now, if, hey, Hollywood's in the house. All right, this here, Hormel, is a 50-year continuous increase in their profit. They're dividend king. Over 100 years old, Hormel. 21.59 to 21.50 is going for 30. That's more than 1%. But look at this. That's the bottom of the year. Friday. The company's 100 years old. Here's the bottom of the year. Okay? Friday. Now, you've heard it over and over and over again. Okay? So I'm going to tell you again. You've heard it over and over, so I'm going to tell you again. I'm just going to be one more person that tells you. You're going to make the most money in the stock market buying low and then selling high. You can't get any lower than the low of the year. Hormel is a dividend king. Dividend king means they've been successful, profitable for more than 5 decades. So let's see what Hormel is offering. Okay, so your last 30 days looks something like this. Sideways, down, up, down, and here's your new bottom. Well, if this truly is the bottom, the 21.50 is going for 30 cents. So let's see what Hormel has to say. What am I doing? Okay, get rid of that. Go to there, do this right there, and we want to do the 21.50s right there. Okay, just one contract. Market order. Term ends, and here we go. Buy one covered call Hormel. November 7th, which is this coming Friday, means if whoever, because remember, when I buy the stock, I own the stock. Then I turn around and I sell somebody the rights to buy it from me at a certain price, $2.50 or $21.50, at a certain price. Certain price by a certain date. $21.50 by the 7th of November. That's just coming Friday. So take it, don't take it. It's totally up to you. So my profit, $26 per contract. Cost of trade, including commissions and fees, $2,100. So think of it this way. I'm buying a gumball machine. $2,100 for a gumball machine. Okay, this week the gumball machine is giving me $26. What's it going to give me next week? What's it going to give me the week after? What's it going to give me the week after? And the week after, until I sell it. Now, I don't ever have to sell it if I don't want to. I have the opportunity to sell it if I want to. Also, what can I do? So, as the stock's going up and going down, I can move the strike price. And I can do it every single week and get some type of return every single week. Think about it. Let's find out exactly what the number is for this. Calculator, if you don't mind, $26 is the maximum profit. The investment, 24 gives me a grand total of 1.22%. I don't know, but 1.22%, well, that's got to be more than 55, 60% for the end of the year. Think about it. 5 or 10 minutes a week, just maintaining your money. Think about it. Never buy a stock you don't want to own. If you just, here's a better idea. All those stocks, 10,000, what was it? 10,400, no, 10,500. I forget what the number was, 10,600 something. Whatever the number was. You pick whatever stocks you like. You put them into a calendar. Let's get rid of this. Okay. This is an EX dividend calendar. Basically, all these little green dots are companies that are paying a dividend. Now let me explain to you why an EX dividend calendar is important, or you should at least know what it is if you're going to do this type of investing. Okay? So the calendar is like any other calendar. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, blah, blah, blah. 1st all the way to the 31st, whatever. Okay, what do we have? We have the 1st, through the 30th. Okay, so we got 30 days in November. Yay. All right. Each one of these green dots represents a company getting ready to pay a dividend. Right here is 41. Okay, 41 on the 3rd. 66 on the 10th. 37. 85, 51, 47. All these companies are paying out a dividend because all these companies have been profitable, and they take a portion of their profits and they give it back to us, the investors. Now we look, there's 3,500 different 3,500 different companies that have dividends and options. That's a lot every 90 days because most of these companies pay once per quarter. Well, once per quarter is 4 times a year. January, February, March, first quarter. April, May, June, second quarter. July, September, October, third quarter. October, July, August, September, October, November, December, fourth quarter. Okay, so we are in currently the second month of the fourth quarter. Second month of the fourth quarter. So, that being said, each one of these dots represents a company that's paying out a dividend. So why do we looking at it? Because when a company is getting ready to pay a dividend, the stock has a tendency to go up. So first and foremost, you find a set of companies that you like. I like the Dividend Kings, Dividend Aristocrats, Dividend Champions, Dividend Contenders, and Warren Buffett's list. That's 500 different. That's 5 lists. And out of those 5 lists gives me about 300 different companies to look at. Now, I look at the same companies over and over and over again because they do the same thing over and over and over and over again. Think about it. Okay, we just looked at Hormel. Hormel pays a dividend every 90 days for over 50 years. That's 5 decades. And that number got higher and higher and higher. Well, I like the Dividend Kings. 5 decades, 50 years of increased profits. Dividend Champions, 25 years of increased profits. Dividend Aristocrats, 25 years of increased profits. A little bit different rules, but still 25 years. Dividend Contenders, 10 to 24 years of increased profits. And then just for the fun of it, we're going to take a look at Warren Buffett's list. Well, if you know someone else you want to take a look at, we'll take a look at his stocks too. But I like companies that are consistently profitable, ones that have dividends. Because if I'm wrong, which I am wrong sometimes, I never claim to be perfect or right all the time, but I'm right more often than I'm wrong, which is always a good thing. Okay. Now, I have a very simple goal. It's 1% every single week, using nothing but good quality companies. I buy them for a certain price. I sell them for a certain price. I collect what's called a premium on a weekly basis. It's not that difficult. It was created for my 9-year-old. Now, let's look at a few more before. We got 15 minutes. I still got a whole bunch of questions to answer. TikTok Tommy wants to take a look at Kohl's. I like Kohl's. I do. It's one of my, you know what, I should have said Kohl's was my favorite stock this year. Because I made quite a bit of money on Kohl's. Here we go. Here's the high. Here's the low. Here's where it was. Here's where it is. Look at this. Down, up, down, up, down. Well, what does that tell you? Look at the last 30s. That's what it's telling me. Okay, she dropped. Back up, back down, back up, back down. What's going on here? It looks like it's turning, which is okay. I mean, I do have some Kohl's. This is one of my favorite stocks. But here's the 30-day high. Pulled back, and for some strange reason, it's turning here to go back up. Well, maybe it's going into a new trading range. I don't know. I just follow them. Does James not read the TikTok chat? No, Bobby, I don't. Sam wants to take a look at Shopify. Thank you there, Bobby. TikTok Tommy. Please take a look at OSCR. Tommy, what is OSCR? All right, so anyway, that's Kohl's if you like Kohl's. Okay, it doesn't look like a perfect opportunity because, here's your bottom, shoots up, pulls back. I like 3 days to the top. I think 3 days. 2 days to the upside. On the third day, I'll jump in. That's me. That's my rule. You have got to figure out your own rules. Okay? Why do I like Macy's? Uh-oh. TikTok told me we'll take a look at OSCR first. Dropping, looking for a new bottom. Okay? Easy. Okay? Shoots up. Now it's coming back down. So if you really like this, why not wait until it gets a new bottom and turns around? Because eventually it will bottom out. Okay, SB 1981, Kimberly Clark, KMB. I'm going to answer your question about Macy's in a second. I just want to look at this one next. It's going to be the same thing, brother. You're going to wait to find a good, clear bottom. Okay, so it's going sideways. There's no clarity. It's not a, hey, this is the bottom, now it's going up. Or the bottom was here, shot up a little too high, now it's pulling back. No clarity. So, Sab wants to take a look. David, I used Webull and Robinhood. Cheaper commissions. Yep. What's the best Dividend King to play weekly? There's a whole bunch of those. It definitely went down the wrong way. Oh, shit. Whoa. That sucks. All right, so Sab wants to know why I like Macy's. Why do I like Macy's? Not this week I don't. Well, here you go, Macy's. Here's the high, here's the low, here's where it was, here's where it is. Up, down, down. It's at a top now, getting ready to come back down again. Here's your bottom, there's your top, 2 days. Now it's coming back down. He's talking to a room of stuffed animals. Hey, Big Red, you want to know what's funny? I actually have some stuffed animals here. I do. I got a wizard there. I got a bunny rabbit. Oh, and I got an elephant over there too. He's right. So, Sab, the reason why I like Macy's is, number one, for the past 2 years, Macy's has given me a steadily 1% every single week, just rolling it forward. Which is better, Dividend Kings? The best Dividend King that pays weekly. That I don't know off the top of my head. Wow, that was horrible. But Big Red was right. I was talking to stuffed animals. No dividend. Doesn't fit, thank you. Why do I like M? We already talked about that one. User 1634. We already looked at KMB. Douglas L. Edgar. Like spiders. SPY, but tomorrow. SPY. Okay, kind of makes sense. Kate wants to take a look at Consolidated Edison. Unfortunately, Consolidated Edison's a monthly. Now, Kate, I realize you're still new. I love Consolidated Edison, but not for this type of strategy. Story on Walmart closing. No idea. Yeah. Joe M. Beef. Yep. I will never go all in on one stock. Joe, I don't blame you. I did that once. I lost a lot of money. It was horrible, I tell you that much. JP, thank you for that. I'm going to take that as a compliment. Okay, so SB 1981 wants to take a look at HTGC. I have no idea what that means. HTGC. Hercules cap. Hell no. Nico, what's going to happen with Joby? No idea. J-O-B-I or Y? Why? I have no idea. This is not on my list, so I don't pay attention. Can you name some good weekly payers? Oh, Beef wants to take a look at some good weekly weekly payers. Hold on a thought. Hold 1 second. 1 second. 1 second. 1 second. 1 second. Name some good weekly payers. Beef, are you ready? Macy's, Altria, Harley Davidson, Dow, Cirrus, Southwest Airlines, Hims, VFC, Ford, Starbucks, Kroger, General Motors, Nike, Walgreens, Alcoa, Devon Energy, Hertz, Riot, American Eagle Outfitters, MPW, UPS, Riley, TSLL, and US Steel. I think that's a nice little list. Oh, now I think it's all gone. Definitely went down the wrong way. Alrighty. Mindy, how are you today? Okay, Douglas wants my analysis on SPY. SPY. Hell no. Sorry, that's not, see? Up, down, up, down, up, down. Now she's going back up again. What's going on here? Okay, you got a gap here, and they have a tendency to fill. This thing should be pulling back eventually. Should be. Based on, just a quick peek. I don't do SPY because the numbers don't work for me. Bobby, what is the other channel? The 10-Minute Trader. And what are these classes? Oh, Bobby, what we're doing here is investing in weekly cash flow. Wait a minute, we're investing in dividend stocks for weekly cash flow, looking for a simple, safe, predictable, consistent 1% per week, using nothing but pre-qualified dividend stocks, and those are any companies that have consistently increased their dividends for at least 2 decades and have weekly options. Cincinnati, we already looked at Kohl's. We did that. Do you get a book or sell a course? Oh, do I got a book or sell a course? Yes, I do. But who's asking that question? Okay, Jacob Keel. Yes, I do, but I try not to sell anything here. Seriously, I'm not going to try to sell you anything, Jacob. If you want, we're all adults. We know how it works. If you want to buy something, go to the website. There's a whole bunch of stuff there. I try not to sell anything here. All right, keep on going. All right. Lon Perry, if the strike isn't hit, then do you write the call again? Absolutely. What system you research from? What system? I do my research on Yahoo Finance. BP, what do you do when the stock, after you've taken your 1 or 2% and still... I have no idea what you still what? Half the question. Uh-oh, B. Young wants to look at CMG. CMG, isn't that Chipotle? It is. drop down on Chipotle. Here's the bottom right there. Here's your 30-day top, 30-day bottom, 1 day to the upside already. So I like 2 days to the upside. Then on the third day I'll jump in. But Chipotle doesn't have dividends, and I'm not 100% sure why I would be buying it. That makes sense? Tomorrow 25, Wolf. WULF. Okay. I have no idea what this company does. But I doubt they have dividends. Based on the premiums that they're offering, I doubt they have dividends. But then again, no idea who they are. But I would say no. For me, up, down. What's going on here? So is it still continuing this? Or is this the new high and it's pulling back to there? And this? I'd give it another day or so before I think about it, if you really like it. Now, I have no idea who they are, what they do. But 1550 is going for 77. So do they even have dividends? Think about it. Because what's the worst case scenario with this company? If this company drops, what are you going to do if they're not paying a dividend? Get 3 minutes left. Wow. Definitely went down the wrong way. That's horrible. All right, so what do we have left here? Good evening, James. Can you please explain how and when a written call option gets fulfilled? Well, that's a weird question. I mean, you ever think about it, okay? So when I buy a stock, I'm going to buy a bunch of stocks tomorrow morning because tomorrow's Monday. Because I always buy stocks on Monday. I'm going to sell somebody the right to buy it from me. Now, the interesting thing about U.S. stock options, they can be exercised anytime they want, at a whim. Okay? Now, European options, you can only exercise on the date of expiration. That's it. Okay, so your chances are, I have no idea how to do the odds and the chances for that scenario. But here in the U.S., okay, here in the U.S., we can exercise the options anytime I want. So if I buy this stock tomorrow morning, sell the 1550s, and I collect that premium that they're offering, well, the person who bought it, they can at any time they want exercise their right to purchase that from me at the agreed upon sales price. And all they have to do is just tell their broker, says, hey, I want to exercise my option. That's it. And then they buy the stocks from me at an agreed upon price before the agreed upon date. That's what a covered call is all about. And what happens there? Well, if they decide to exercise it and take your stocks away, they take the stocks away and give you all your money back. Well, you get all your money back, plus you got the profit. That's what I'm looking for. I'm not looking to keep the stocks. I'm looking for the cash flow the stock produces. Because for me, it's a weekly cash producing asset. Every single stock I have in my possession, I get some kind of return on it every single week. And I don't have anything that I'm holding long term. What's your long term play? To invest in the U.S. market, because that's what I believe in. I believe in the U.S. economy is, no matter what happens, they're going to beat the piss out of us, and they're going to do some weird stuff. I don't trust the government as far as I can throw them, but I trust the American workers because we look out for each other. If your neighbor's having an issue, you help out. I mean, that's what we do. So, is what it is. I don't know why I was getting on that conversation. It's 11 o'clock at the moment, so I'm basically done. All righty, let's have whatever questions we have left. Thank you for your information. Well, appreciate it. You're welcome. Have a good day. Appreciate all the advice. It's not advice. KSB 1981. It's not. It's just observations. Ooh, Loft J1. Leggett and Platt. I like that one. You're welcome there, Todd. Yera. Good thing, James. Can you explain? Yeah, I already did that one. Jeremiah. God has plans to give you hope and a future. Thank you. I see. What was the longest you held a stock? 14 months. Thank you. Thank you. You're welcome. Aflac, we looked at that one. We have 1.2 mil utility and bank stocks with dividends. Say the course. I have no idea what that means. LC 200. Okay, so LC 200. If you want to just have a conversation, drop me your number and I'll give you a buzz. Okay, Ali, we looked at Pony already. It was a no. Just doesn't fit. Lee, le chocolatier, comment ça va? Ça va bien, no? Which stock is this? This was Wolf. I don't do that one. Okay, blah, blah, blah. XRP, no. Roly-poly, XRP, man, yep. LC, I have 1.3 million. Okay. Let's do again the Truist, say the course, and whole. LC 200. You do realize LC 200 at 1.3 would give you around $13,000 a week. Okay, so is Duke Energy and Truist giving you $13,000 a week? I seriously doubt it. So thoughts on JEPQ. Now, Logan, JEPQ is great for people who don't want to take responsibility for their own money. You got someone else doing it for you. Do I have Intel? Yes, I do have Intel, Anthony. Thank you. Ali, you've asked me about Pony like 6 or 7 times. Okay, LED 3067. VYM, never heard of it. Roly-poly, hood earnings, okay. Stranger in Sky, GLW. Corning, that's Corning, GLW. Can you do hood tomorrow? I can do it. LED tomorrow. Stranger in the Sky, not safe, man. Hey, Coach JV. Now, Coach JV, I'd like to know if it's really you tuning in because, I've sent you emails. I've even sent you DMs. And I haven't heard back from you. 50% of your live goal has been completed. Yay for me. Let him cook. Thank you. Coach JV. It's not safe. Farm life. Not safe. Can you trade? Okay. Coach in the Sky. Coach JV bought 54 now at 89. Good. Hood. Good. Not safe, man. All right. GLW. LC20. Have you done that? Coach JV. Oh. This guy. Not safe, man. Message me and I will tell you what to do now. Uh-oh. Okay. Was from Calvin Hill. Okay, we'll look at some of these tomorrow. Seth, how you doing? Holden, how you doing? Do I have any options? No, I don't. BQ, look at that tomorrow. Carvana, tomorrow. Misty, oh hell no. How do you know if the low is the last low or more to come? Okay, Hayes, it's never the last one. There's always another one coming. But at this moment in time, is that the low for this week? The only way you can tell a low for the week is if you have another day next to it. And then another one next to it, and another one next to it. So you have to see how each one of these represents a whole day. So you have to make sure what direction is it going, or does it look like it's going? These are recorded videos. Well, yeah, they're recorded videos, but not today. Today it's live because today it's 11:04 p.m. No, I meant November 2nd. Imagine that. Thoughts on Alibaba? They just started paying dividends and they're not really that much into it. Okay. AY 4200. All right. Glad you like it. Hayes. What's the reason you pick dividend stocks only? Why not other tech stocks which give more premium? Hayes, the reason why I don't like tech stocks is because the volatility and they're not predictable. Okay, I like predictable, consistent, and reliable. Okay, I'm 61, which means I'm retired. The money that I have coming in comes in directly related to the trading that I do myself. So if a tech stock has a dividend and has increased the profits for more than 20 years, I'll buy one if everything looks good. But for the most part, they don't. So I don't. It's just that simple. Now, there are many other ways to make a lot more money, and if I wanted to, I could sit in front of my computer and come up with lots of kind of strategies that make a lot of money. That's not what I'm looking for. Okay? The strategy I'm showing, the strategy I'm sharing was created for my 9-year-old daughter back in 2008. It's the same one I've been giving away for the last 15 years. What stock has the highest dividend? Asking the wrong question. Superlative. Oh, I remember that name. What max percentage of your portfolio would you dollar cost average on a stock heading the wrong direction? I like to go, depending on each account, no more than 50,000. The stock market is a giant Ponzi scheme. Work brings freedom. Thank you. Nice you say that. Eric, Zoom isn't working. Yes, I know. The battery died. Get some water. Thank you there, Mr. Bell. Yep, thank you. Kate, did you look at ED tonight? Okay, Kate, ED is Consolidated Edison. Okay. Unfortunately, Consolidated Edison is a monthly option stock, Kate. I don't know if you answered my question. The phone died. Oh, no. Mighty QB. We'll get that tomorrow. Okay. 'Cause tomorrow. That was a good question. What was that? Jordan, how much of your cap you spend on each stock? It would depend on the size of the account. If it's a really big account, well, then I'll have 10 different stocks, which is 10%. 10. If it's a smaller account, I'll have 4, which would be 25. And if I have a medium size, it'll be 5 or 6. And then it'll be either 15 to 18,000. Because I always want to keep them about even. What's your opinion on VOO versus individual stocks? Stillwell, I would only go with the individual stocks if you have the time and discipline to do so. If you have no desire whatsoever and you want to give up accountability, give it to VOO. I mean, they're there for a reason. Okay, ETFs were created for those people who don't want to do it themselves. And there's absolutely nothing wrong with that if you don't want to do it yourself. It just doesn't work for me. APLD tomorrow, PFE tomorrow. Eric, funny you said that. What is the best capital to ensure wealth? Justin Baird, I'm not 100% sure what you mean by that. What chat is he reading? Man, Hormel has been bad this past week. Yes, I know, but it's not a new low of the year. It's just, if you like it. I mean, if you don't like it, don't do it. Just took a while. Sorry. Yeah, I got 9 different channels going. Okay, so it's hard to get to every single question. I try my best, though. All right, that was the last question. Gamer's Paradise. You just got here. I'm just leaving. We'll do it tomorrow. Oh, geez. You're working hard. Thanks. You're welcome. All right. That all being said, you guys have a great day, and we will do this again tomorrow. All right. That one's done. This one's done. And this one's done. And this one's done.